Okay, so you don't know how long I've been wanting to say this, but I've only been waiting a week for the next Hunter x Hunter chapter. It's really nice to say, and we're gonna talk about it. So yes, this video does have spoilers for Hunter x Hunter all the way up to chapter 392. If you're anime only or just haven't read it yet, I suggest you leave now. If you wanna catch up, just know the last episode of the anime adapts chapter 340 of the manga. Now, just for clarity's sake, I am going to summarize where we left off in the manga just to make sure we're both on the same page. But before we do that, please remember to subscribe to this channel if you like the video, as it really does help us out. Now, let's do this. Just when we thought Togashi couldn't make this story even more interesting and complex with hundreds of characters with their own allegiances, beliefs, politics, nen abilities and nen beasts, he decides to throw in a couple more just for the fun of it. Under orders from the third prince of the Kakin Empire, also allied with one of the greatest mafia families, the Ji family, we follow a small group of 3 as they take down members from a rival gang. In spectacular fashion, mind you, one uses a pigeon as handcuffs. Togashi never change. Their goal doesn't end there, however, as their true task is to rein in the Phantom Troop by capturing a bloodthirsty, more dangerous than ever Hisoka. Yeah, that's definitely not going to go well. Obviously, there's much more going on than just that, but that encapsulates the general gist of what you need to know. So now that that's out of the way, I can finally read and talk about chapter 392 of Hunter x Hunter. Quite a lot happened in the last chapter, so you know, it was a lot of action and stuff like that. It was crazy good action. So now I'm wondering, is this going to be a slower paced chapter, or is this just ramping up, which is my speculation, because that's all Togashi does. He does not know how to defuse because the man is insane, and I love him for it. So the civilian panic is obviously going to be insane. This guy got his head popped in with an axe. His own hand was an axe. Why is he alive? Okay, let's see what's happening. Oh damn. Okay, so corruption is everywhere. Even this guard is corrupt. I know I've said this before, but I'm just gonna repeat it. Togashi is insane with any form of crowd work. The guy just goes ham. What the hell? Okay, someone is like hugging him, but they're invisible? Oh, she's using a post-death nen activation technique. Zombie Girl, the ability activated upon the death of Misha, who was a cleaner, activates when a member of GU commits murder. It manipulates the corpse until it can be quietly disposed of, then disappears. That is so damn creepy and so damn cool. What the hell? The blood guy and the punch girl are trying to find Hisoka and just looking at randos. I do often forget that, like, of course people wouldn't remember or know what someone's nen ability is. Like, we're so used to Hisoka have bungee come that we just assume that everyone would know, but of course they wouldn't be aware of it. That's really cool. Wait, is that okay? That's a red herring. No way, no way. He looks way too familiar. What is happening? She just punched him and she now fell. He looks so cool. He looks way too good looking though. He should not be that good looking. He looks a bit too attractive. I know he's an attractive guy, but I would personally say the guy who's very interested in children should look uglier. That's just my personal opinion. It's actually so interesting how much Togashi has thought about like trading systems and trading routes for the Black Whale ship, and you know, the current world and all that stuff. That's fascinating. I didn't even think about that. Like, what if you do need resources? How does that work? What if you need something that's not on the ship? So something to really call out. I know that Togashi has had trouble keeping consistent art, especially when he was incredibly sick, but the one thing you can never take away from that guy is his paneling it's just the best. I literally just read a whole bunch of text with so much information and very interesting information, but it could easily be boring if he does not panel it well, if he didn't organize the information, but he just knows how to write. He's just so concise, and that's a mixture of the paneling, the writing, the artwork, the direction. It's everything. He's excellent. Hey, they brought back the Heavens Arena reference. That's cute. Oh damn, we're with the troop. Nobunaga, what are you doing? What the hell? The guy's arm just went through a door. Oh, is it that weirdo, that murderer killer? Some Here's Johnny going on right now. This is crazy. The wiki page says you're diabolical thieves, but I guess it was exaggerating. Want me to edit your entry for you? Sure, go ahead. Just say we show no mercy to dudes who tick us off. Yo, Nobunaga is the coolest Phantom Troop member, second to Chrollo, obviously, but you know, he's so sick. Okay, alright. That took a lot longer to read through than the first chapter back, considering, you know, this was very light on action and very, very heavy on exposition and explanation and characters just communicating. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice that he's back. I know I'm just going to be parroting the same thing that everyone else parrots, but it's because it's so damn cool to have such an excellent writer, a guy who's at the top of the top of the top, just delivered chapter and chapter and chapter. Man, it's so cool. A lot of really interesting stuff happened. Like, my brain is still trying to understand it. I really love seeing all these perspectives of people trying to figure out who Hisoka is and what he does, because, you know, we're so used to him now. We now know who he is as an individual. We kind of know how he acts. We can get an understanding of his personality. But a lot of these people, it's like they've only heard whispers. That one guy whose entire point of view comes from his Heaven's Arena tournaments. The thing is that says a lot about that character and, you know, their interest, because that's a very specific thing to be into. And it also tells us so much about Hisoka's presence as a personality figure instead of a real human being. The coolest thing to me about Togashi's work is that he ends up answering questions I never knew I needed answered. Like, I never once thought about how Hisoka would be perceived by others who didn't know him in person. But now it's like, oh, and now I need to know that about everyone. Hisoka, he looks good. Also a kiddie Also, one of the things that I thought was really cool is that Hisoka does the same thing that Chrollo did to the very rich girl, where he's so fast that you can't even tell with the naked eye. You need to like use Nen to be able to visibly see. It's so cool. Is this going to be the biggest bloodbath ever when Hisoka and Chrollo meet? That's my question. My assumption is probably. How do Gon and Killua come back into this story? How? I've always been asking myself that. How? And are we gonna see the full 30 days? What's in the ship? What's the monster that kills one of the princes and then, you know, the prince uses her body and replaces itself with the Nen ability? And post-mortem is such a big theme in this story. Hisoka ends up using post-mortem by using the bungee gum to revive his heart. You have the prince. One of the other princes shoots himself and then gets another ability based off it. A lot of stuff is scrambling in my mind, but that's just because there's so much going on. It's so good. And also, I just realized Hisoka has a love heart on the back of his sweater. That's kind of cute. I still wonder if this is Hisoka. It could be Illumi. There's that theory that Hisoka is Illumi, so maybe Illumi is also Hisoka. Who knows? Now we'll move on to slightly more scripted Al Capone. Wow, thanks scripted Al Capone, and thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please remember to subscribe, as it really does help us know what you want to see more of next. Hunter x Hunter's return has been an absolute blast to read through and explore all of the interesting theories everyone's thrown out there. So what did you think of this chapter of Hunter x Hunter? Do you have any theories on how Hisoka and Chrollo's journey will end? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.